it's Allison. I don't know why I'm... Okay. Hey, it's Allison. Hey, it's Allison with She Gets Real. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share if you would. I'm trying to grow my channel. Starting kind of like a day in the life of my new series. Starting over from experience at 47, and you know, I lost my career this year. I ended a long-term relationship this year. I got dumped, and so I created a channel, and it's called She Gets Real. So, but the great thing is, I'm starting over with experience. Yep, it's a fancy way of saying starting over. I'm doing some serious soul work with a coach, a soulpreneur, I think that's how you say it. And I'm working on finding out, you know, everybody has those ingrained, I think they do, habits, beliefs, your go-tos, your instincts, and, you know, they serve you until they don't. And a lot of them don't serve me anymore. But things I'm really diving into soul work, manifestation kind of stuff, like opening up so that I can be ready to receive the abundance that the earth has for me, from working on those things. So it's crazy. It's crazy to try to figure out like my beliefs and my habits and like my go-tos, my reactions, the way that I react and respond to certain things is so ingrained. And some of them, all of them have served me, or I wouldn't have created them, whether it was to protect myself, whether it was to block it out, do that kind of thing. And as I'm growing and actually looking and doing self-awareness and studying that stuff, I'm finding that they don't serve me they don't serve me in a good way. You know, it's one of the reasons I tend to handle the big stuff and not the little stuff, or the little things that, you know, it's just every single thing I react to is almost like a instinct, and some of those I have to change, or else I'm gonna never have a different outcome, and that's definitely not what I want. So working a lot on that. One of the big things that I noticed that I didn't notice that I do, that was pointed out when I was going one-on-one over this kind of stuff, was when somebody asks me a question, when I respond, I'm very quick and defensive, because there were so many times that what I said didn't hold weight to the person I was speaking it to. So I felt like I had to hurry and get in my side, my argument. Like, well, this is how I feel, and this is why when I started to talk really fast. And so I'm answering and defending and justifying all in the same thing, which is one of the reasons I think that I talk so much. Like, instead of just a simple, hey, what would you like for lunch? And I say, oh, Mexican sounds good. I say, well, I had Mexican yesterday and I had Thai last week and I didn't have a good experience. So I will go all the way around my ass to get to my ankle to justify why it is that I would like a burger. Instead of just owning my feelings or my thoughts, I feel like I have to add value or justification to them, and that's a habit. That's definitely a habit, and it's not a good one at all, because what I say matters, and what I speak is valuable. And if it isn't to the person I'm speaking it to, then that isn't somebody I need to be speaking with. So I have to stop and like regroup, or make sure that I'm surrounded by people that care about me, in the sense that when they catch me doing it, they say, time, you know, what do you want to eat? I mean, it's just simple things like that. I mean, I do it with food. I have some serious issues with food. Like, I'm afraid already before dinner that there isn't going to be enough food for me. Well, clearly, anyone who knows me or seen me, I've never missed a meal. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with when I was younger and growing up, my sister would do things like she would portion out like, I was so cute and chubby until I wasn't cute and chubby anymore. And then it went from eat everything on your plate to, are you going to eat all that? With that look. That's the face. Are you going to eat all that? Yes. Yes, I am. It's a 20-pound turkey. I'm hungry. No, I'm not going to eat all that. But that was something my sister and my mother did to me for years and years and years. And I didn't realize until, probably, honestly, until I was running a sober house manager there, and I would cook dinner. And I would notice that I would cook the meal for everybody, and then I would instantly feel like there wasn't going to be enough left for me, or I wasn't going to get what I wanted. So I would always like hold a plate to the side, and it became a running joke because like weeks later or whatever, 20 women between two houses, you would open the refrigerator door, and like in the back underneath the apples would be a plate, and it would be from me, like making sure that I got what I wanted. And I do it with many things when it comes to food. Like when I go get food, if I'm the person, I don't like other people to open the bag, because they would take my bag, open it up, and like divvy out what portions I could have, and all the way down to salt. So I felt like if I didn't get it and get what I wanted, or what I felt like I needed right away, I wasn't going to get it at all. So those are weird examples of things, but it's just, I never realized how like sick and broke I am when it comes to things that are so not serving me anymore or even necessary. And so looking at these issues and writing about them and then breaking them down with somebody who can be loving, caring, non-judgmental, help me see it for what it really is. And because that's the whole thing, is you can't just go, I have a problem and I do this, and then go, oh, well, okay, I'll fix it. Because that reaction to the food comes from like age 7, 8, 9, and went on for like probably 6 years. So that reaction is like a survival skill that I wouldn't get. I would still be hungry after dinner, or I would eat and it tasted terrible because it didn't have the seasoning that I wanted, and that was because I wasn't allowed to have a certain amount of salt. It became a skill that I figured out how to get what I wanted. I would hide food. I would eat differently. I would go to the neighbor's house, and the neighbors would let me eat whatever I wanted. So it was the way that I found it was the skill that I cultivated so that I could get what I wanted or fill the need that I had without doing it directly. And it ended up growing over the years and going on to different things. It went on from just at the house to when I cooked, I held food back, to when I go out to eat, I would always offer to be the person who'd go pick up the food so that I had control of the bag, so that when I got back, I could sort it out. I serve people. When I cook, I like to make people's plates. And that's a reason is, if I make all the plates, when I was cooking for the women at the sober house, and there's, let's say 20 women eating, or 10 women eating, if I made all their plates, then I had control of how much food was left to make sure that I got a plate. But I would still put a plate back. Anyway, I'm not going to do any justice for my dating in the future. I'm pretty sure I'm screwing myself. But in order to change that, I had to spend a week and a half finding out where that came from, because I couldn't figure out why I did that. It's just, for me, it's normal. That's normal. Everybody likes to make sure but it's not normal. And so it was about going back and talking and revisiting things I didn't want to revisit, and going all the way back to finding out that it started from the, are you going to eat all that? I can, in my brain, smell the food and see and put myself back in that Thanksgiving. I remember her looking at me and saying to me, make sure you save some for everybody else. And I remember thinking to myself, it's a 20-pound fucking turkey. I'm a big girl, but I can't hold a 20-pound turkey. I remember that exact moment, and it just, and that was probably 2 or 3 years into it, so it just continued to grow from there. But it's those little things, and unless I go back to find out where that seed is that was originally planted, that started that belief, and unless I take it out, first I gotta find it, which is like going back and digging up all the shit you don't want to dig up that you don't even know is there. And then I gotta take the seed out, but then I gotta replace it with something else. A new belief, a new way that's healthy and not dysfunctional. And then I have to grow it by practicing it, by going and letting somebody else get dinner and letting somebody else cook. And what happens? Oh my God, will I run? You know, like I have to grow the habit and relearn it in a healthy way. Like I did it 2 days ago. I went and picked up dinner. I didn't think that I did it for that reason. But when I got back, the first thing I did was grab the bag and like make sure everybody's food was set on the counter. Like, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours, this is mine. You know, so even when you think you've gone back and dug up the little seed and redone it, those habits are just ingrained in you. And it's just like breathing. It's just like air. And you do it and then you're like, oh shit, I did it. So, dysfunction at its finest. So yeah, I should probably call this channel like Single Forever, because by the time I start going over my life and talking about it, there's going to be nobody that's going to be like, I got to date her. Oh, she's cute though. But it is what it is. I'm good. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.